I'm Pumpkin, and today is the 1 year anniversary of being Pumpkin's Picasso. This has been a wonderful year, and in honor of that, today I'm going to be doing a Q&A video. So I'm going to be recording me coloring some drawings that I made earlier, and just kind of just going through it and answering the questions y'all put in the Q&A boxes on both YouTube and Instagram. And yeah, I'm just excited for this, and I hope y'all get to learn something new about me, and hopefully you enjoy this. But anyways, let's go! So this is voiceover me. So for this, starting off strong. Anyways, I have a list of all of the questions, and I'm just gonna be reading through them while you watch me color. So yeah, let's go ahead. Okay, so first question: favorite foods. My favorite foods are probably tacos, like any kind of tacos. I prefer like tortilla kind of tacos, like corn tortillas or flour, but I don't really like hard shells too much. But probably like chicken tacos or roast and rice, which is super good if y'all have ever had that. And crawfish. This one is one that not many people have had because it's local to where I used to live. So I don't have it that often anymore, but whenever we do, it is so good. If y'all ever go down to like Louisiana, Mississippi area, try some crawfish in the summer. It is amazing if you like seafood. Next question: how tall are you? In American Standard units, I am 5 foot and 8 inches, which is decently tall, I feel like, for a teenage girl. And I guess in metric units, I think that's what they're called, it is 172 centimeters. So yeah, I'm a pretty tall kid for where I live. Favorite art supplies? I have. Okay. I use like a weird combination of stuff. So I like to use the Well OKB. I don't know how that's how you pronounce it. But the alcohol markers, I'm actually using those in the video. Not that tip that we're seeing right now, but another kind of tip. It's the black markers. I like to use those for alcohol markers because those are just the best ones that I've tried so far, and I really like the way they blend, and they just work really well for me. I really like the RTX paint markers. I've used those in a few of my videos, and those are just really fun to work with. The way that the paint is just so opaque, because I cannot paint, but I can use markers and paint markers. They just work for me. And I have these markers. I think they're pronounced Sunakami, maybe. They're markers, but they also have a pen tip on the back. And I don't use the marker side because they're kind of streaky. But the pen tip I like to use for line art and fine details. So I like to use the Sunakami markers for the line arts. And I like my favorite sketchbook that I've had so far is the one I'm using right now, the Ohuhu alcohol marker sketchpad. I also have this other sketchbook that was in most of my videos before I started making long form videos. Wow. I use it for pencils because the markers bleed really bad through it. First breathe. So I have to use pencils on that one because the markers just bleed through like all the pages if I try to use it. But yeah, my favorite art supplies are the Well Oakby alcohol markers, the RTX paint markers, Sunakami markers, but the pen tip, and the Ohuhu alcohol marker sketchpad. So right now in the video, I'm kind of just outlining the shadows, which is usually my first step in coloring. For the characters that I'm doing, it is actually the cast of my debut novel. It should be coming out sometime before next summer. I've been working really hard to get it, like to its completed stage. But right now we're working on the king of the book, and the one on his left is the prince, and to his right will be the queen. I tried to fit the princess somewhere up there, but I wanted to keep all the families together, and I made 3x3 grids so she wouldn't fit. I didn't want to split up the family beneath it, so now the princess is just in the bottom corner because she wouldn't fit up there with them. It's actually kind of sad. But yeah, so we're working on the king right now. The main royal colors are red and yellow, or red and gold, I should say. So most of the high ranked characters will be wearing gold and yellow, gold and red, I mean. And usually the lower class or mid class will wear green or tan. But, anyways, back to questions. Who are my favorite characters? My all time favorite is Spider Man. I've just always been a Spider Man kid. I watched the first movie when I was like 9. I watched the Tobey Maguire movies, and I have loved Spider Man ever since. I've actually been Spider Man twice for Halloween just for the fun of it. And I like to collect little Spider Man, either like Funko Pops or just like little toys I see dotted around. If they're like less than $10, I'm probably gonna get it. So my all-time favorite is Spider-Man. I've drawn him plenty, and then some honorable mentions would probably be Hiccup from How to Train Your Dragon. I have been in a huge How to Train Your Dragon phase lately. Um, Will and Penny Robinson from Lost in Space, and also Dawn West from Lost in Space. And if you know, you know with this one. I'm not going to elaborate any further. Kai Smith. If you know, you know. I'm just going to leave it there. How did you find Christ? What is your favorite Bible? How did you find Christ? What is your favorite Bible verse or story? I was born into a Christian household, but I've always made it a priority to study the Bible and just grow closer and know what I'm talking about in my faith. I tried to be a good example of what a Christian would be, just so that like I don't give people the reputation, like the thought that, oh, Christians are mean, Christians are cringy, Christians are trying to force religion on you. So I always try to be chill. I try to bring God into as much things as I can. But yeah, I really enjoy reading my Bible and learning, which brings us to the next part of that question. What is your favorite Bible verse or story? I love any of the Gospels because they share the life of Jesus. And then I also love Acts I think it's written by Luke. Don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure it's written by Luke. It's of Paul's stories of like how he went from being a persecutor of Christians to spreading the word himself. Like he became just a on fire for God, just spreading the word of God or Jesus Christ all throughout Asia and Africa. So yeah, I really like Acts, and also the story of Moses, how God used someone with a speech problem like me. If you can't tell already, I probably messed up a couple times in this video already. But he used Moses, who had a stutter, to talk to the Pharaoh and get the Israelites free. And just all of the crazy miracles, like the 10 plagues that he used to convince the Pharaoh, parting the Red Sea, and the pillar of fire from heaven, and the manna in the desert. It is just an incredible story. The 10 Commandments. But yeah, those are my favorite stories: Acts, the Gospels, and the story of Moses. My favorite animal: lions. I really like lions. They're cool, they're powerful, they are a predator, they look awesome. I've drawn quite a few lions. Also, just like the Lion of Judah. Like, that's actually a really good song by Elevation Worship. It's really good. But yeah, the Lion of Judah, like Jesus, the Lion and the Lamb. And also, if you know from like Narnia, it's just awesome. What is your dream job? I would love to be an aerial firefighter. If you don't know what that is, it's usually a small aircraft pilot that will fly above wildfires and drop fire retardant on it to just put out the fires via airplane, which I think is really cool because I want to be a firefighter and I want to be a pilot. So putting them into one thing is just so cool to me. I also want to become a full-time artist if that's, something that I can achieve one day. I want to be able to just make a living off of something that I love doing, which is art. And I also want to do network marketing. Yeah, I know, I'm kind of doing a lot. I know. But network marketing, I really want to do that because my parents do a form of network marketing. Mostly my dad does like online contracting, which is a little bit different. So my mom does network marketing, and I really want to do that too because she's able to work from home. I get to spend a lot of time with my parents, and it's just a lot of fun. Oh yeah, I'm also homeschooled, so that also helps. Ooh, this is a fun one. Were you named after the Brooklyn Bridge? So that one's fun to me because no, I was not named after the Brooklyn Bridge. My name is Brooklyn, spelled Brooklynnne. I haven't met anyone with their spelling like that, like ever. I've met a few Brooklyns here and there, usually my age, because I guess Brooklyn was a popular name 2010, I suppose. But no, I was not named after the Brooklyn Bridge. But when I was like 4 or 5 or 6, somewhere in there, I used to actually tell people, like either friends or friends' parents or just, just like random adults, that I was named Brooklyn. I would go, hey, or not that I was named Brooklyn, I was named after the Brooklyn Bridge. I'd be like, hey, my name's Brooklyn. I was named after the Brooklyn Bridge. And my parents were like, no, you weren't. Why are you telling people that? It's not even spelled the same. I don't know where on earth I got it. Maybe some kid in my class was like, hey, your name's Brooklyn, like the Brooklyn Bridge? I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? But I used to go tell people that I was named after the Brooklyn Bridge. Just because I guess I thought it was cool that there was a bridge with the same name as me, which I didn't know it was actually a city. I think it's a city. Yeah, it's a city. I'm tripping. But yeah, no, I was not named after the Brooklyn Bridge. What is your favorite art piece you have ever made? Ooh, okay, that's actually a really hard one because I have made a lot of art. So let me think. So I'm not gonna pick a favorite, but I'm gonna list like my top 5, maybe 6 favorite art pieces. So let's go ahead and start off with one of my older pieces, probably the latest yearly Sonic redraw. I need to do it in about a month, I suppose. I think. Let's see, is it October or November? I'm pretty sure it's November. Is my yearly Sonic redraw. So I am actually still pretty proud of this one. For some reason, the background has changed from blue to pink. I don't know what happened with my markers, but the background is pink now. But anyways, to with the art materials that I had at that time in my life, as well as the skill I had in that time, I think it turned out amazing. I'm still just impressed by it to this day, nearly a year later. And some later drawings that I have more previously, is probably the soldier drawing that I have, which is actually the next character over in our drawing. He's in the very center. It's that character, which is also my current profile picture. I really love that one. I did it at a random, like, Friday night at like 1 a.m. whenever I was writing my book. I just wanted to draw him, see what he would look like. Another really fun one that I like is this hyper realistic lizard I did. Oh my goodness, the amount of scaly circles I had to draw took so long. It's not even funny. Like, my wrist hurts so bad. It had to be at least 1,000 circles. It was so many. It took so long. I had a lot of fun doing it though, and I still think it turned out pretty good. And for 2 more, probably the statue spread that I did recently. I did have a video, like I spent so long editing that video and putting it all together. And then if you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw the story where my computer got an update and it wouldn't let me open my editing software. I've lost 2 fully edited videos that I hadn't saved yet because I just needed to do a few more touch-ups. I've lost the statue video and a 1 minute, no, 10 minutes, 1 minute, 10-second challenge video. I still have a few of the clips from the like the decreasing time videos, but I lost everything of the statue video. So yeah, but that one turned out pretty well. It's posted on my Instagram if you want to check it out. And for another honorable mention, probably one of my latest videos, I drew this one character. I don't know if I told y'all her name, but her name is Graceland Cliff. She is another character from a different book I'm writing. She is a fire elemental that, controls fire. But yeah, so probably her spread. I really like that one. But yeah, that's all the ones that I enjoyed making and think I turned out the best. How long have you been doing art? I have been doing art since I can hold a pencil. Like, literally forever. Like, as long as I can remember, I've been drawing. According to my parents, I've never colored outside the line, which I guess I've always had a tiny bit of artistic ability. Um, but recently is whenever I started actually getting into it, like taking it seriously. No more just like doodles in the back of a notebook, like actually focusing on trying to improve my skill, like doing facial studies and anatomy studies and trying to get facial structures right. And just practicing, just trying to actually get better at what I do. All of these drawings on the page are from imagination, so that's why there are a few mess ups in facial features, kind of like on the previous one we colored. His eyes are a little too high, but other than that, I think most of them turned out pretty well for just imagination drawing. But yeah, I've been really trying to get better at drawing since around 2021. And I was in sixth grade at the time, I believe. So yeah, I've been drawing forever, but really just the past 4 years have been when I'm actually trying to get better. What is the worst type of weather in your opinion? Cold, period. I hate the cold so much. Luckily, wherever we live, it's usually pretty hot for most of the year, or cool whenever it starts to get cold. But the second it gets below like 60 degrees, too cold for me. I play softball, which, if you've ever played like baseball, softball, or any kind of really outdoor sport, in the winter, your hands, just everything hurts. So, like, catching the ball hurts, hitting the ball hurts because, it comes off your bat weird. Fielding, throwing, your fingers are dry and they'll bust open. It's not a good experience. I just don't like the cold. I'd rather sweat to death than be, like 10 degrees below 60. It's not good for me. Favorite place you've been? So, me and my family have actually traveled for the past 2 years. We finally settled down in a house because we had a baby. So, I have a baby sister named Sunny Kate. But yeah, so we've traveled for 2 years. So, I've been to 48 out of 50 American states. The only two I haven't been to are Alaska and Hawaii over the past 2 years. So, we kind of just grinded out going everywhere. We traveled in our fifth wheel, which is a camper, if you don't know. And it was just a really good experience. I really enjoyed it. I would go back, but to answer the question, my favorite places I have been are Arizona, Oregon, and Maine. For more, let's see, like more pinpointed areas, I guess, in Arizona, probably around Flagstaff area. For Oregon, Mount Hood area, and for Maine, Bar Harbor area. I just really enjoyed all these places. Maine was beautiful. We went in the fall, so it was very colorful. And Bar Harbor, which is a cute little environment. Oregon, Mount Hood area, it was in the middle of nowhere. Like, the only store you had was like a grocery store and maybe like that small town. I think it was called Government Camp. It had like a little general store, but everything out there is so expensive because it's so hard to get, like groceries there. But like Mount Hood area, it was this huge, gorgeous mountain. At the base of it, there's this lake called Trillium Lake, and we would go paddleboarding there like every day. I loved Mount Hood. And for Arizona, there was this area called, I don't know if Page. I think Page is in Arizona. Yeah, there's a spot called Antelope Canyon. Gorgeous. It's so crazy. You have to take a kayak to get there. But whenever you kayaked there was like this walking path through the canyon. Beautiful. It's like you were on Mars. It was absolutely crazy. And then also Flagstaff area where it looks like you were in Hawaii mixed, like you were in Hawaii 1 minute, then you were in like red clay deserts another, then you were we got like 5 inches of snow, and like 45 minutes down the road it was hot at our campground. Like, what even is the environment in Arizona? I loved it. Would you be an elf or a dwarf? I think that might be a Lord of the Rings reference. I haven't gotten into that yet. I would love to watch the movie soon, but I really just haven't gotten into it yet. I do not know if that's a Lord of the Rings question, so I don't really know how to answer that. Sorry. What is your favorite scent? I really love the scent of lemon, like especially just it's just so fresh and I just love lemon. But some more probably like the forest and trees in Oregon. It just smells so fresh, like the pine kind of smell, and then also lavender. Do you have any hobbies outside of art? Yeah, I actually kind of need to tone it down the hobbies because I will go from one to the other over and over and over. But my main hobbies outside of art are guitar. I love teaching myself guitar. I've gotten pretty good at it lately. Just reading tabs and practicing. I love to build stuff. I've actually built a lot of the furniture in our house. I built my bed, my little sister Nora's bed, the baby's bed for when she gets bigger. I built our grill. I built something else, I don't remember, but I've built quite a few things. I also do softball, like I mentioned earlier. I've been playing for how long? Around 12 and a half years. I'm a pitcher, which is really fun. And writing. I love to write. Like how I mentioned, I'm currently working on two books, mainly the one that you see the characters for right now. And yeah, those are my hobbies. Favorite plant? I really like cactuses, baby breath, and Venus flytraps. I really like the little cactuses, not like the giant ones you see in cartoons, which I have seen a few of those in real life. But I really like the small succulent type ones. Embarrassing story? Yeah, no. Word of advice for new artists and YouTubers. Honestly, just start. You want to become a YouTuber? Make you a video. It doesn't have to be good, it doesn't have to be perfect. If you've been at my channel for around a year, about how long? Actually, today's 1 year anniversary, that's right. Oh, yeah, and I procrastinated filming this, so yeah, I'm filming this like an hour before it releases because I procrastinate so bad. But, anyways, if you've been here since, like 9 months ago, whenever I uploaded this video, um, it was the Princess Peach Showtime video. It was the first long form video I've ever done for art. It was seriously just a test run. I'm not going to take it down. I'm going to let anybody else go look at it if they want. It's not a great video. It's not fantastic. It's not amazing. The art isn't even amazing. But I went out there and I tried my first video. I think it's gotten maybe like 60 views over the past year. But that's still 60 people who clicked on a random person's video. Just seriously, just start. It doesn't have to be good. It doesn't have to be flashy and amazing. It doesn't have to get views. Just test out what you. So, I actually ran out of questions to talk about, and I still have more video time. So, I'm just going to kind of just read through what my YouTube stats are for the moment. Like, as of the 1 year anniversary, what do we have? So, obviously, it has been 1 year since I uploaded my first video, which is the That's Why I Praise Animatic. Uploaded it August 28th of 2024. Technically, I did have a few videos before this one that I think I just took them down because they were just not doing well. And I was kind of getting discouraged by that, but now I'm so glad that I did come back and, just like try again. But yeah, That's Why I Praise is the one that I count as the official first video. Right now we have 233 pumpkins in our pumpkin patch, aka the subscribers. Thank y'all so much for, just like coming to stay and hang out. I really enjoy having y'all here and just like knowing that somebody's watching what I create. It's just such an amazing feeling. I have 115 videos. Let's see, how many of those are actually videos? Long form videos and animatics. Let's see, 3, 6, 9. So 9 out of 115 videos are long form videos. So that means we have 106 shorts. Do y'all ever have those moments in your art whenever you're like, yeah, that looks good. It could be better. So then you try to make it better, and then you kind of just make it worse. Yeah, that's kind of what happened with this. I did figure out a way to make it look the way I wanted it to, with like the circles behind them. But what you can see with the prints is I made the whole thing like the color I wanted behind them, and I didn't like it. So then I had to cover up with white, and I was thinking about just leaving all the other ones blank. but it needed something, so I just went over and did this, like, it's the whole outside of the circle is covered in the color, but around the character it's white. But yeah, I had to go back and fix the prints because I messed that up, and I couldn't just leave it the way it was with the, with the covered up white. Yeah, it just does not look good. So I had to go back and fix all of that. And then I added some doodles around all the characters, which turned out really cute. I love the hand drawn stars. I recently figured out that they look so cute behind drawings, just to fill up the white space. So I've been drawing those on like every single drawing since I figured it out. But I'm really just enjoying the way that these turned out because it's so magical seeing your book characters come to life, like what they would actually look like as people. Yeah, but anyways, this is the final drawing. Just have a couple more doodles to do. For the queen, just like the little crown like I did for the princess, and just the random doodles. With all the colors in the back, I try to keep all the royals with that maroon color, the main character's family with the yellow, and then just the extras with their two different blue colors. But thank y'all so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed this and hopefully learned something new about me and hopefully got your question answered if you left one. But anyways, thank you for watching and have a fantabulous rest of your day. Bye!